Hey guys, welcome everyone. Jules here with Julz Dream Dubai, and I'm here with my co-host Edwin, and we are here with Mr. CEO Dubai, Khuram from Bayut Alsalam Properties. Welcome, welcome, Khuram. How are you?
Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for arranging this beautiful podcast, Jules and Edwin. It's nice to
Absolutely.
see you.
Yes,
Absolutely,
nice to see
Khuram.
you as well. And Edwin, I will take it away. I'll let you do the intros, and we'll go ahead and get started. So excited to learn about Dubai and what's happening there.
Awesome. Awesome. Julie, thank you for having me again, as always.
Yes,
And
yes,
Karam, thank you for being here. And Yen, one of our first and
yes.
most honorable participants in our show, always there with us and cheering us on along the way. So, Yen, thank you for coming as always.
Thank you, thank you. Yes.
So, everybody, the insight begins a conversation with our friend Karam. This is about the conversation about power that doesn't always announce itself, right? Sometimes it walks quietly, it dresses in position and backed up by a skyman that doesn't it just doesn't sleep. You see it on YouTube, you see it on picture, it just doesn't sleep. And it's called Dubai. It's just Dubai, a city born from a sand and out of tragedy, right? Can we agree on that? A market where fortune isn't found, is structured. And tonight, we are joined by someone who understands the structure better than most, right? Our guy Karoom, one of the most respected names behind Bayou Alsalam Properties, where access meets execution and vision turns into gold and glass. This is another conversation. This is not another conversation about real estate. This is your first look at the mechanics of modern wealth. Welcome to Insight. Karam, thank you for being here with us, my friend. It is an honor to have you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Very-
Karam, how power is built in Dubai, my friend. We know some history. Some of us know some history. Some have ideas. They talk about this was just sand and it was gold and it was oil. 1 minute it's flat. A couple years later, lights everywhere. I mean, talk to me. How does this magic happen?
See, Dubai, we don't feel like we are a city. We say Dubai is a corporation and it's only run by Mr. CEO Sheikh Mohammed Al Nahyan. So it started in 1985 when Sheikh he proposed the city to be one of the global destination for tourism, and the whole Gulf countries they laughed at him. And that guy, he's his inspiration. He's one of those people who never takes no for granted. He will never accept no for anything. So he decided to build it in a way that when nobody will be looking at only the oil, and nobody will be looking at Dubai as in a destination where the money is pouring because of certain asset. So he wanted to make it global. So in 1985 his vision turned into passion, and since then we are looking at the things differently. And we started to have the announcement of Burj Khalifa. People laughed at him. Okay,
Mhm.
how you gonna
Right.
build the tallest tower in the world on the sand? What's gonna be the base of the tower?
Right.
How you gonna build, the strongest pillar in the world on the sand? So it took them a lot and a lot and a lot of money, and also a lot of determination, as well as a lot of different collaborations to come up with the foundation. And surprisingly, most of the people they don't even know we are 10 stories down under the sand for the Burj Khalifa before we started to
Wow.
build up.
Oh,
So
10 stories.
the
yeah,
logo. Oh my gosh.
below
So
sand, we
so
went down
so
to make that base
Okay,
happen.
because I'm looking out my window. I'm 8 stories up. So tomorrow I'm going up to my neighbor who's on the 10th floor, and I'm going to see how 10 floors down really looks like. That's a
Yeah.
really interesting analogy.
So that's how deep the base of Burj Khalifa is. And
Wow.
the height of their foundation, the vision, the leadership is even beyond what we are thinking about. So, most of the time I tell my investors, we did not come this far to stop now.
Right.
Imagine in 2000 they announced it, 2004 it's been executed. The tallest tower in the world is now under process in 2004. In 2008, during global crisis,
Hmm.
we had to seek the help from our neighbor state, which is Abu Dhabi. So it was Burj Dubai, and then it changed to Burj Khalifa because Sheikh Khalifa he heavily invested in Burj Khalifa to make this happen. And this cannot be done by money. This can only be done by vision and
Hmm.
by leadership. And it took them, years and years and years to build and come where we are today. But when we compare our economy in the world to any modern city, you know, none of this has been done in hundreds of years. What Dubai has done in 25 years. So
Wow.
since 2000 till 2025, we stand as the strongest and the fastest growing youngest city with over 200 nationalities and 4 million in population. So in coming
Jeez.
4 years, we want to cross 5 million. That's 250,000 people to the minimum moving into Dubai to come and enjoy everything we have to offer. And according to the ICEA portal of government, they are expecting 250, but we see on the graphs that okay, it's not going to be 250 because this year so far we have 265,000 plus people, and it's only been 10 months into this 2025. So 2 more months, let's say even if it's going to be 5,000 more people, we are not building 270 or 275 houses each year. We're not handing over those units.
Hmm.
So the demand and supply is still massive, massive, massive gap, you know. So the
Haram,
opportunity.
that's very interesting. To be able to hear you talk like that is to hear you know your history. In order to know your history, you have to be the center
Yeah,
of Dubai. You know, you have to be there, your hands into the dirt, like your one man stop shop, right?
yeah.
So for those just discovering that world, your world, how did Bayut Alsalam Properties become one of Dubai's leading developers there?
So as Bayut Alsalam, we want to ensure that everything is being transferred with the transparency, all the messages, every single detail. We are not telling people buy this or buy that. We are showing them how to cross check each and everything because Dubai is super duper transparent. You can cross check any area, you can cross check any developer. We have websites monitored and operated by government only, where you can go ahead and be like, hey, you know what, I'm going to check this transaction, or I'm going to check that area, I'm going to check that developer, not just by history but also by population, by stock, by tenants, by price per square feet, by agents. You can cross check anybody and everything in Dubai. So when it comes to that, the most of the people, they don't want to give you the tools to be able to cross check what's coming and how it's going to be, what kind of investments are available in certain areas. And most of the time, why I think we stand out is because we trying to bring up the knowledge to our investors. We're trying to give them the tools, while people they're trying to sell. So I much rather lose a deal than losing the person and the relationship. I
Mm.
would rather tell you, look, go ahead and double check, triple check everything. I'll show you how to, cross check the developers NOCs and developers approvals from Dubai Development Authority. We call it DDA. So I'll
Right.
take you to DDA website. I'll take you to the exact location of the plot. I will show you the approvals on the certain the plot and the certain community or the certain tower which is going to be there. So all these kind of things, when we are comparing ourselves with our competitors, we see the gap, and I think that's why we are like, going. Uh, I think we are going in the right direction towards this.
So the reason I asked you that question, right? Um, Bayut Alsalam Properties is on top of their game and they're leading development groups in Dubai. But in order for Bayut Alsalam Properties to be where they're at, the man has to be able to lead that company through, right? And in order for that man to lead that, there has to be a passion, a love, an
Yeah.
excitement, and interest. Uh, uh, a kid loving a candy. You know what I mean? So it in this case, what makes Quran? What makes you that guy? What built you to where you are today and built this amazing leadership in Dubai? Because my friend, they say followers follow leadership, and obviously you're at the very top of your game, my friend.
So I came to Dubai just for 3 years. So when I came to Dubai, I was like, hey, you know what? Let's just go give it a try because I want to go explore the world. And I got a job with Emirates Airlines, the biggest name in aviation industry today.
Right.
And I was like, okay, 3 years are gonna be more than enough. I'm gonna go travel the world. And guess what? After 12 years to be now, I still don't see another place where I'm gonna settle because of the safety, security, no tax, the surety, and everything what we have today, and everything which we are building today in Dubai is so, so, so different and so organized and so much more passionate in Dubai that I truly believe in Dubai. So when it comes down to the vision, you also have to listen and see the transformation with your own eyes. You know, when most of the people you talk to these guys and you be like, why you are here for 20 years or 25 years or 30 years? Because they believe what we are saying and what we are talking about is happening in front of our life.
Hmm.
Where will we see the footprint of 40 years to come from today on? We have Vision 2033 where the economy has to be doubled. The Sheikh,
Wow.
the leader of Dubai, he wants to add $10 trillion of what we already have in the economy. And that's not just because we want to be the best, but that's because we are the best. Talk about any sector of life, we are already making it. We are already setting the trends and standards for people. We are, putting the definition of luxury for the life.
Hmm.
And then it
Right.
comes to 2040. We have Vision 2040. It's an agenda where we want to transform the whole Dubai from desert to forest to be the greenest city in the world.
Oh,
And
wow.
then now they are talking about 2070, which is, another 45, 50 years to come, where we see that the planning up to 45, 50 years in my country is going to be planning a 4 years maximum five, because once they do the elections and the government changes, regardless, they spend billions to do any sort of contracts, because it's not going to be my name on that contract. I'm going to be in power, I'm going to be the next president. First thing first, I'll cancel those contracts. Regardless, economy is going to be hurt, people going to be starving, there is going to be massive losses. And then again, once the new contracts are taken, when the new signs are done, I'm going to be the one getting the benefits from it via corruption. I'm going to be taking bribes. I'm going to be taking all those money under the table. I'm going to be sending all those assets out of the country. I'm going to be implementing the new taxes. Guess what? None of this is happening in Dubai. You can walk
Right.
1 a.m. or 3 a.m. anywhere in the street, regardless you are with your daughter. Your daughter is walking alone. She's 5 years old or 50 years old. Nobody cares. Nobody look at the people. Nobody is going to be touching them. Nobody's going to approaching them. We don't have problem with the unfortunate homeless people. We don't have problem with the drug addicts here. Nobody's talking about I am confused who I am. Today I am going to be the goat, tomorrow I'm going to be tree, day after tomorrow I'm going to be a microwave. Nobody's talking
Right,
about those things,
right.
which is the modern, really, really sad modern reality. We don't have those problems in Dubai. So we really believe in Dubai. We really believe, and I'm very passionate when I'm talking about
You
Dubai because
are, you are.
it
We
really
can we can
gives
hear
me
it.
the goosebumps when I look at the media and I look at the people around the world, and I see how some of the leaders, instead they guide their people, they take
Hmm.
their flock, they take them from home to the better life, they are taking them
Right.
towards the pit.
Hmm.
So it's like blind guiding the blind. But here in Dubai, we are so blessed. We are so, so, so blessed. We will see the king of Dubai walking on the street with no protocols and no like hundreds and hundreds of security guards and no shutdowns on the street, but just because somebody with from the royal background, a VIP, is looking to go to Dubai Mall and the Dubai Mall is shut for everyone. It doesn't happen. If you might look at the media, Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai himself, he goes to the general stores, the grocery stores. He inspect the quality of the product. Where
Wow.
would you see? Eh, the only time our prime minister will go to any type of store is when they give him the billions and billions just to come and promote a certain store, certain franchise. But that has to come from really strong typhoon in the industry. It's not coming for me, it's not coming for you. So these are the differences when it comes to the world and Dubai.
Wow.
And this is what sets you apart from everybody else. This is what makes you so
I
successful.
know. You're so passionate. I love it. I love it.
Again, I know that from the beginning when they said, you gotta have love, you gotta have passion
Mhm.
for what you do in order to build, but Bayut Alsalam Properties. There it is. There it is, and you heard it firsthand right there. So you can't go
Thank you,
wrong,
man.
right? Which you said some stuff about how the ruler himself, sometimes he walks around with no protocol. um how you guys have these visions into 2030, 2040, 2070, and along the way. And I wanted to ask you something about that. We've seen off-plan dynamics in Dubai. We've seen um the flow of global investors in Dubai. Um, what are some of the most casual misses that buyers do compared to some of the serious investors in Dubai? If I even ask that question properly, right? You've got the investors that know what they're looking for, and then you got, i.e., myself that loves Dubai. I just want to buy something to buy, but then I'm missing, C all the way to Z, but the investors don't. They know what they're buying. What are the missing hits there?
There is always risk. You have to take the risk. If I'm thinking about, okay, I might have an accident, that means I'm never gonna drive, isn't it? So
Mm.
when you're gonna have to consider investing anywhere, or you're gonna have to look into taking risk, you can't be anywhere if you don't take that risk. You have to take the plane to fly. You have to take the ship to, ship
Hmm.
your goods. You have to drive to reach somewhere. So it's the exact same thing. We have to take the risk. So those people who are first-time investors are skeptical people, and they are looking at a new community rising. They are looking at the new landmark in Dubai, and they are thinking, okay, this person, this developer, they might build, they might not. 110 stories like the coming on the Sheikh Zayed Road is going to take 4 years, 5 years of development. But it does take 5 years of development. It takes years to be where you are today. You were not born 30 years old, 50 years old.
Hmm.
You are 50 years old after 50 years of spending your lifespan. So what the people is doing is people trying to be smart by thinking, okay, I will see it rising and then I will invest. But once the landmark is there, once you see the property has been handing over, or once you see the landmark is now become the most hot spot in Dubai, for example, that's the time when the people who invested earlier are enjoying their premium.
Mm.
It's not gonna be like, okay, once for example, Bugatti residences, the only Bugatti collaborated residences in the world for 10 years to be, that's gonna be collectors heaven. you know those people who are thinking, okay, that's 17 million dirhams, which is around, like, let's say 3.5 to 4 million dollars to start with, two bedroom of around 250 square meters, and that's going to be one of the most hottest landmark.
Hmm.
It's around 30 to 35% done. The base is there, you can see the structure and everything. So those people who invested 1 year ago or 1.5 year ago in Bugatti residences, these guys are winning 15 to 20% appreciation on their capital in today's market. While some of people, like, who are skeptical investors, they will be waiting for Bugatti residences to be completed. So that 17-20 million will be changing to 30 to 35 million by the time when the property is getting ready to be handed over. Who are buying those properties? They are celebrities, they are local artists, they are VVIPs, they are, like, the footballers. Neymar, he bought the property. There is another French footballer, he bought the property. We have seen so many of the VIP local artists. These guys, they are buying properties. I believe none of those guys is going to be selling their property in 1.5 year undiscounted at distressed prices.
Hmm.
So if you don't take the risk today, if you're going to be waiting for an year to pass by, you're going to be potentially looking at 50% of capital appreciation, which you're willing to lose. But the real investors who understand we have to take the risk to reach somewhere, they will put their money. And Dubai makes it super easy for anybody to invest because you only have to pay 20% to start with, and then you're paying 5% each quarter. You know,
Which
how do
Karam,
you? Yeah.
it's interesting you said that. I didn't mean to cut you there. I'm. It's interesting you said that because as you're saying, these folks are buying stuff there. I needed to. Something just dawned on me. Like, what do international investors underestimate about buying in Dubai? Because you say you gotta just let it flow, let the plane fly, but they underestimate Dubai. I mean,
Mhm.
until Julie introduced me to Dubai, to me, sand and camels. And you get on YouTube and you see a lot of Lamborghinis, Rolls Royce, and of course, Khalifa. Until I started doing my research and learning, and through Bayut Alsalam, and of course your team there that came down here, and we did a road show here, and now we're doing this, and what's coming next for us into the future. I would have never in a million years, ever in a million years, seen this coming. So, what's some of these underestimations that these investors do when they're entering Dubai?
I think again the studying the risk, studying the economy. That has to be one of those things because people, they don't have the exposure to Dubai. I mean, if I say let's buy property in London or New York or Miami, people, they're not going to be like, bah, it's Miami. I'd never been there. They'd be like, hey, you know what? Let's do that. It's always a good idea.
Hmm.
But when it comes to those unfortunate situations with economy, the corruption, also the
Right.
instability in the country, the political background of certain people, certain leaders. I don't want to be naming some because people, they have favorites and people, they don't have favorites. So
Hmm.
that's another thing to talk about. But we don't have them. As in Dubai, we are looking at the kingmanship. So it's from the king to the crown prince. If crown prince will be king, and then his son will be the prince. So it's all the same because they are building home. They are not building 4 years or 5 years of political legacy.
Hmm.
And when it comes to all of these, they treat us, regardless where we come from, as their family.
Right.
One of my video on my Instagram, it's going viral, and I had like almost 5 million views. Is when I compare the the actor on the street versus the king of Dubai on the street. The actor, he has a security guys, and these security guys, they dress like rangers of the army, and they cover him up from both sides, like making a 360 circle so that the actor can pass by in India. And in Dubai, there is Sheikh, the ruler of Dubai, walking through Dubai Mall, and some lady, some random lady. I think they unfortunately that lady, she didn't even know who is he, and she was passing by in front of him, and instead the guys who were with him, they wanted to stop him, would stop her, but he stopped them to let the lady pass. Where would you see a king
Mhm.
letting the normal people passing in front of them, cutting them off, and they don't. He's so casual that people, they don't even know that he's the king.
That is insane.
This is insane, and you don't see the guns here. You don't see the people, with the heavy machines, and everyone is going in the vest. And these people, they are when they're walking through, they have to cover up. They have to be like keep an eye. Unit A4, Unit A5. Where are you? Are you up? Are you down? No, we don't even
Nothing
see
like
that.
that.
We're so secure. We are so secure. Most of the time, I am one of those silly people who forget that I am not in Dubai anymore. So I tend to leave stuff in my car still when I go home. I've been to 44 countries. Sometimes I'm just sitting with my friends and I start to put my stuff. I'm like, hey, put this there, put this there. But then, the people, they look at you like, did you leave your mind at home? Because you are here putting your stuff here and there. But we get so spoiled at times that we don't realize that, okay, I'm not in Dubai anymore. I'm in Pakistan. The people, they will come from east or west, and it's going to be like boom, you don't see your stuff. In Dubai, I was just telling Jules, because one of our investor from Miami, he's here. So I took him around Dubai, and I intentionally told him, I'm not going to lock my car. Here is my laptop in my car. I left my wallet in the car, and then I gave the car to valet. And then one time we were going for the viewing, so I told him, look, this is what's happening, and I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna lock the car. I can even leave the keys on top of the bonnet of the car, and we will go. We will take our presentation, 2 hours of meeting. We come back, and everything is gonna be there. He looked at my face. He be like, man, you are threatening me with the safety. I'm like, yeah, that's the goal, isn't it? I was like, okay. So this is what.
That's. I'm sorry. No, I was about to tell you that that's interesting. You said that because I went to Winn Dixie this morning with my aunt. My aunt is visiting, so she's here for a couple weeks, and we went to Winn Dixie, and I seen these two kids just ride up into Winn Dixie in their the electric scooters, the little stand up scooters. And we walked in. It was my aunt, my dog, and myself. We walked in after I went out this morning, came back, and we come back out. Both of the kids on the floor crying because the bikes were gone. The little scooters were gone.
Oh man. No.
It was gone, and so in our neighborhood, our area, it's not a bad neighborhood. It's a very actually very very safe neighborhood, but the scooters were gone. And so I wanted to go back inside and kind of help and see if the security guards were, if there's any security cameras there.
Mhm.
But there was, like, the manager was nowhere to be found. And I told the kids, just stay here, wait for the manager, and tell them that you want to see the security camera and see what your bikes went. So, which, brings me to another question, right? Given, we understand how safe Dubai is, we understand um, how the cost of living is, and that's something for the next segment, right? We know the schools, we know the atmosphere, we know how amazing. We just know how amazing Dubai is altogether, right? But what kind of investors do you want walking through them doors? What kind of investors do you want landing there? Because yeah, we can say we want you to come in and build this or buy this or invest here or invest there. Okay, great. That's a real estate mentality. But to come into Dubai, learn what you know, learn the culture, learn the you know, in my case, the food. I love food, so I'm gonna definitely know about the food, right? The people, you know, all of that together. You have to be able to go and invest not just in real estate, but also your emotions, your feelings, your mentality, your physical nature itself. Because the physical here in Miami is very different than it is in Dubai. It's
Mhm.
going to change. So, what kind of investors are you looking walking in through your door that's you want them to invest there?
Those people who love their families, we want them to come here. Those people who wants their family to be safe and secure, we want them to come here. Those people who want 100% of their money to be safe and secure, and if they pay 9% of corporate tax on 100,000 of net ROI, we want them to come here. When we talk about the culture difference, we have over 200 nationalities, so mixed and so well behaved in Dubai, so you won't have that culture shock. And as well, when it comes down to the difference between Miami and Dubai, yes, you're gonna face really hot summer for 3 months, but other than that, you're gonna also be afraid of safety and security and being so stress free. Other than your business, you are not gonna have any sort of stresses with your family safety, your business safety, the transparency from the government, the transparency of the system. We want people who want to get away from all of those, the daily chores, where they're going to have to run behind lawyers for the basic documentation. Excuse me.
Right.
For the basic documentation, you know, all these people, they're going to find value in Dubai, because when it comes to our system, when it comes to any sector of life, we want to be the number one in all of those. So these are some of those, like, the basic necessities of life, what we talk about. And then it comes down to the development, it comes down how we are, gonna be keeping it going and all this kind of stuff, which we already spoken, like we have footprints of 45 to 50 years to come. So yeah, definitely these are some of the things where you're gonna find value against your money, which cannot be bought, which can only be delivered by vision and leadership.
That's that's uh that's a good way of looking at it because people always are traveling with family, right? Um, we're going to Costa Rica, we're going to Colombia, we're going to Trinidad, we're going to Bora Bora, we're going to Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Um, you hear people say, "Oh, I went to Costa Rica. It was nice. Probably investing over there, because my money stretches." Or going to Thailand, my money stretches. But nobody knows how far Dubai money stretches, right? When you take your money there, how far it stretches. So again, that's something that's going to be later on in another segment. I don't want to touch that now, but bringing family to a country where we know is safe, many different type of languages, right? Many different type of education. Most importantly, excuse me, peace, because everybody that walks around there has this calmness to themselves. They don't have they don't have bills. Like there's no bills. We don't have bills. There's no Verizon bill. There's no car insurance bill. We're just walking around the neighborhood, at the mall, one of the biggest, most beautiful malls with the biggest indoor aquarium in the world. Like nothing in the world happens. That alone attracts everybody around the world by the millions, and the people that come are recurring people, right? And the recurring people are the ones that keep saying, "Oh, when you start looking at what the properties are like here, now we start thinking about investment," which brings me to the question from earlier: the people, the savvy investors versus the people like myself who are learning about Dubai, what are the hits and miss, right? So the cool thing about this, Karam, is that we heard it tonight from one of the most amazing and most passionate, extraordinary people in the world, which is you. The voice behind the deals, um, an investor, a CEO, the person who started Bayut Alsalam Properties and is now at the top of his game. And on the 19th, brother, I cannot wait to go deeper into this. So I'm gonna pass this on to Julie because I'm excited and I can keep going and going and going. And so I will not. I'll let Julie kind of be Julie.
All right.
My
Well, thanks,
Julie.
Edwin. Before we go, any questions from the audience? Jamie, you got anything? Barry, you got anything that you want to ask Karim before I close out?
How good's the internet over there?
How good's the internet? Of course.
We
I
try
do
to
IT for a living, so I need good internet.
You won't have a problem. Trust me, you won't have a problem.
you won't have any
You
problem.
going
We're
down?
trying to keep up with
Wi-Fi?
everything.
Every single camel has a mobile hotspot.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Look, I just want to
A
say.
Starlink on the back each.
You got Starlink, yeah. And if that fails,
Listen,
they got a sat phone too, so you'll be fine.
I just need to put something out
Nice.
there real quick because I'm really excited about this whole Dubai event that we've gone as far as like a few months since we did the road show to today. For everybody that's going to be looking at this video moving forward, I want you all to be able to subscribe and follow us, follow Julie and myself, but most importantly, follow Khuram and Bayut Alsalam Properties, the master himself, a man who was raised in the love of Dubai and the vision that they see moving forward. Because if tonight felt like an introduction to what's coming, that's because this is what it is. It's an introduction. The doors to inside Dubai's real estate have only just opened up. This is the beginning of it. So you've heard it from the man himself. Like I said, he executes. The voice behind the deals, and the investors never heard until you just heard it from the man himself. So please come back. Welcome to the uncurrent of wealth, and welcome to the inside. So, Karam, I love you, brother. It's always good to see you. Um, the 19th is going to be a blast. We're going to have fun. We're going to get deeper into Dubai. Um, man, can't wait to see you then.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, Karim. We greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the 19th. Thanks, everyone. And if you have
Jamie,
questions,
again,
send us. All right.
Thanks,
Have a good-
guys.
thank you, guys. Julie, love
All
you.
right.
We'll
Love you
talk
guys.
soon.
Bye.
bye now.
Bye, guys.